It's not just airlines or flights for that matter that have been receiving these bomb hoax calls, but also airports. In fact, 2 key airports have received several threat mails. If we talk about what happened in Belagavi, well, Belagavi airport is of course one of the most crucial airports in Karnataka, and 2 threat mails were received by the Belagavi airport. In fact, the passengers had to be evacuated and the bomb squad reached the spot as well. They inspected the entire airport and nothing suspicious thankfully was found. Meanwhile, in Rajasthan's Kishangarh as well, there was, the inspection that was on and passengers were evacuated after a threat call was received by that airport. But listen in to what the aviation department has to say, given the fact that both the aviation ministry as well as the DGC have said that they are monitoring the situation closely. My colleague Ishika Verma, in fact, is now joining us live on the phone line. So, Ishika, the aviation ministry there reiterating what it has said earlier as well, that there's nothing to worry about and that Indian flyers should fly without fear. But what's the situation as far as the investigation is concerned, and what are you picking up from the aviation ministry?
Well, Vedant, as you rightly mentioned, we have seen that, since the day if we talked about these hoax bomb threat calls were being received by the airlines across the country, there have been assurances that have been given by the minister and the ministry that they in fact are, closely monitoring the situation, and also, a number of high-level meetings are being conducted to reach a solution as well. But so far, if you look at the number of, hoax bomb threat calls and the menace, it is only growing. Today also, if we talk about Vedant, it is over 20 flights, that have received these threat calls today itself. Be it Vistara, be it Indigo, be it Air India, or be it Akasa Air. There are, multiple flights that have been impacted because of this. If we talk about, the disruption that this has certainly caused, we have seen number of flights being diverted, number of emergency landings, and also many flights even getting cancelled because of these threat calls. So certainly, the disruption is across the country. We are seeing that the passengers have to face this inconvenience as well. And in fact, certainly now it remains to be seen that after all of these assurances that have been given by the ministry, once and again, will there be a solution be reached soon or not? That certainly remains to be the bigger question. Over to you.
Also, Ishika, this comes just a day after various CEOs of airlines were also briefed by the airport authorities, the airline authorities. What you're picking up as far as the guidelines that have been issued to various airlines, because this is not something that's limited to one particular airline. This is airlines across the board.
Well, yes, Vedant, as you rightly mentioned, we have seen that, since this menace actually started, there have been a number of key meetings that have been conducted. And as you rightly mentioned, we also saw yesterday also a meeting, in fact, was conducted, and several guidelines were also issued to the airlines. In fact, the airlines were also asked to follow the SOPs, the protocols, and that, we are also seeing that in all the statements that have so far been given by the airlines, they say that they are following all the protocols, after receiving such threat calls. And that is why we are seeing, even though it is causing disruptions, they are saying that it is only for the safety of passengers. But, it remains to be seen that these are just guidelines, but when will, a solution be reached actually, that remains to be the bigger question.